Once upon a time, in a dense forest, there lived a young girl named Mia. She had grown up in the forest and knew every tree, every stream, and every animal that called it home. Mia spent most of her days exploring the forest, listening to the songs of the birds and the rustling of the leaves. One day, as Mia was wandering through the forest, she stumbled upon a group of animals who were in trouble. A fox had gotten its paw caught in a trap, and the other animals were trying to help but couldn't figure out how to release it. Mia immediately jumped into action and, using her knowledge of the forest, was able to free the fox. The grateful animals invited Mia to join their secret society, where they worked together to protect the forest and all the creatures that lived within it. Mia was thrilled to be part of the society, and she quickly became one of the most valuable members, using her knowledge of the forest to help the animals in need. As Mia became more involved in the society, she discovered that there were many dangers lurking in the forest that threatened to destroy it. Humans were cutting down trees, polluting the streams, and driving away the animals. Mia knew that she had to do something to protect the forest that she loved so much. With the help of her animal friends, Mia began a campaign to save the forest. She rallied other humans to help protect the trees and the wildlife, and she worked tirelessly to educate people about the importance of preserving the forest for future generations. Over time, Mia's campaign gained momentum, and more people became aware of the importance of protecting the forest. Trees that had been cut down were replanted, and streams that had been polluted were cleaned up. The animals that had been driven away began to return, and the forest was once again teeming with life. As Mia looked out over the forest that she had helped to save, she knew that it was all worth it. The beauty of the forest and the life it contained were precious treasures that needed to be protected. Mia had found her calling in life, and she knew that she would spend the rest of her days working to protect the forest that she loved. As Mia continued to work to protect the forest, she discovered even more secrets and wonders hidden within its depths. She found hidden waterfalls and caves, where rare and beautiful creatures lived. She learned about the different types of trees and how they supported the ecosystem, providing homes and food for countless animals. Mia also discovered the healing power of the forest. She found that spending time in nature helped to calm her mind and ease her worries. She felt a sense of peace and serenity that she couldn't find anywhere else. Over the years, Mia became known as the guardian of the forest, and people from all over the world came to seek her advice and guidance. She became a wise woman, passing on her knowledge to younger generations and inspiring them to care for the forest and all its inhabitants. As she grew older, Mia knew that her time in the forest was coming to an end. But she was at peace, knowing that she had lived a life full of purpose and meaning. She knew that the forest would continue to thrive, thanks to the countless people she had inspired to care for it. Mia's legacy lived on long after she was gone, and the forest remained a place of wonder and beauty, a place where people could go to find peace and reconnect with nature. And though Mia was no longer there in person, her spirit remained, embodied in the countless trees and animals that called the forest home. As time passed, the forest faced new challenges and threats. Mia's successors in the secret society had to constantly work to keep the forest safe. They dealt with poachers who hunted animals, illegal loggers who cut down trees, and companies who wanted to mine for precious minerals deep in the forest. But they never gave up, and they continued to work tirelessly to protect the forest. They used modern technology to monitor the forest and detect any illegal activity. They also continued to educate people about the importance of preserving the forest and its wildlife. Thanks to their efforts, the forest continued to thrive and evolve. New species of plants and animals were discovered, and the forest remained a place of wonder and discovery. And as Mia's legacy continued to inspire new generations, the forest remained a place of magic and mystery, a place where people could go to find peace and connect with nature. It was a place where the old and the new came together, a place where ancient trees stood tall and proud, and where new saplings grew and flourished. The forest remained a symbol of hope and resilience, a testament to the power of people to come together to protect the things that matter most. And though Mia was no longer there in person, her spirit remained, embodied in the countless generations of people who continued to work to preserve and protect the forest. As time went on, Mia's story became a legend, passed down through generations of people who lived near the forest. It became a symbol of hope and inspiration, a reminder that one person can make a difference and that the natural world is worth fighting for. The forest continued to grow and change, but it remained a place of wonder and magic, a place where people could go to escape the stress and chaos of everyday life. The animals that called the forest home continued to thrive, and new species were discovered every year. But as the world changed, the forest faced new challenges. Climate change brought longer, hotter summers and shorter, colder winters. The trees struggled to adapt, and the animals that depended on them for food and shelter began to suffer. Once again, people came together to help protect the forest. They planted new trees and created wildlife corridors to help the animals move safely through the forest. They worked to reduce their carbon footprint and minimize the impact of humans on the forest. And as they did, they remembered Mia and the legacy that she had left behind. They remembered her dedication and her love for the forest, and they drew strength from her example. The forest continued to thrive, a symbol of hope and resilience in a world that sometimes seemed dark and uncertain. And as long as there were people like Mia, who were willing to fight to protect it, the forest would continue to be a place of wonder and magic, a place where people could go to connect with nature and find peace. As the forest continued to evolve, people from all over the world came to visit, drawn by its beauty and its mystery. They came to hike the trails, to swim in the rivers, and to marvel at the ancient trees that towered overhead. And as they explored, they learned about the important work that was being done to protect the forest. They met the scientists who were studying the plants and animals that lived there, and they learned about the challenges that the forest faced in a rapidly changing world. But they also learned about the hope and the resilience of the people who were working to protect the forest. They learned about Mia and the secret society that she had founded so many years ago, and they were inspired by her example. And as they left the forest, they carried Mia's story with them, sharing it with others and spreading the message of hope and perseverance. They returned to their homes with a new appreciation for the natural world and a renewed commitment to protect it. As the years passed, the forest continued to grow and change. New species were discovered, and new challenges were faced. But through it all, the spirit of Mia lived on, inspiring new generations to protect the natural world and to fight